Meeting is being.
Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board number 50 will now come into session. Our regular meeting agenda for Wednesday, February 18, 2026. First thing we will do is to call to order, roll call.
Vice Chair Cullen. Member Diosa. Member not present. Member Guerrero. Thank you. Member Ho'opi'i.
Here.
Thank you. Member Jadulang.
Here.
Thank you. Member Mitamura.
Here.
Member Mitamura.
Virtually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Member Moore. Thank you. Cards.
Alina Mai.
Member Pohano. Not here. Member Tolede. Not here. Member Vasquez. Not here. Of 8 members present, quorum established.
Paul, excuse me, did we call up Auntie Vandy's name too? Okay, thank you.
Member Tolete, Evangeline.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So rules of speaking, anyone wishing to speak is asked to click the raised hand icon, and when recognized by the vice chair to address comments to the chair or vice chair, remarks should not exceed 1 minute and 30 seconds and 1 question per speaker. Additional questions be posted in the chat or emailed to presenters. Please ensure your microphone is muted unless you are speaking. Please state your first and last name for the record before moving into your comments or questions. Written testimony may also be submitted via email using the contact information listed on the Neighborhood Commission Office website.
Chairperson,
Yes.
just to clarify, so how many do we have here and how many are absent of the attendants?
9
I'm
present.
present. There's 3 online. 4 online?
4 absent, 9 present.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, first thing on the agenda is election of officers. So we are off to electing our chair. Is there a second?
I second. Patricia Ho'opi'i, second.
Any other nominations? Open.
Okay, when I call your name, please announce the name of the person you're voting for. Evelyn Collin. Diosa. Ken Farm. It's not here. Donald Guerrero. Pat Ho'opi'i. Randy Jadulang.
Cullen.
Eric Mitamora.
Cullen.
Willis Moore. Cards.
Board Member Cullen.
Lloyd Pohano. Not here. Vanji Tolete. Ms. Vanji.
Colin.
Thank you. Lynn Vasquez. Not here. Evelyn Cullen, 9 votes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I accepted this position. Next time it comes around, I'll be more than happy to relinquish it to have another person lead our community. Thank you very much. Okay, next is election of officers, second vice chair. I second. Are there any other nominations?
iPad PE nominate Diosa.
He also declines. Since we have 2 vice chair positions, are both open still or just one?
Where's the first?
Just a second. Mahalo.
Can I nominate Mr. Farm? Or do
He's-
they have to be present to be
You have
nominated?
to be present.
They have to be present? to be-
Yes, they have to be present.
Can I throw Mr. Donna Guerrero as a nominee?
Second vice chair, do you accept or decline?
Are we closing the nomination? Yes. Okay.
Okay, so we're voting for either Pat Hopi or Donald Guerrero. Evelyn Cullen,
I abstain.
Diosa. Ken Farm is not here. Donald Guerrero,
Are you voting for yourself or?
Pat Hopi.
I'll-
Randy,
Obi.
Eric,
Pat.
Willis Moore, Hards,
Pat Ho'opi'i board member.
Lloyd is not here. Vanji Tolete,
OPE. Pat.
Lynn Vasquez, not here. Pat has 6 votes. Donald, 2. Did you guys want to do another?
Oh, one abstain.
Vote.
Wait, we need 7, correct?
You need 7, yes. You
Can we do
revote.
revote?
Yeah. Okay, revote. Evelyn Cullen,
Pat.
Diosa, Ken Farm, not here. Donald Guerrero,
Are you voting for yourself or board member Ho? Okay.
Pat Hopi,
I'll take the challenge. I'll go yes for myself.
Randy,
Pat.
Eric,
Pat.
Willis Moore, Hards,
Board member Ho'opi'i.
Lloyd Pohano is not here. Vanji Tolete,
At OPE.
Lynn Vasquez, not here. Pat gets 8 votes, Donald 1. So Pat.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Neighborhood Board.
Okay, the next one is for treasurer position.
I nominate Cards.
I'm already secretary. I respectfully decline. I would like to nominate Randy, board member Randy.
I second.
Are there any other nominations?
Board member Jadulang, are you accept or decline?
I decline.
Oh, decline. Chairperson, I, Pat Hope PE, nominate Vanjie.
Okay, I second. Angie, do you accept?
I decline, my dear.
I would like to nominate board member Moore.
I would
Decline. Just skip.
Yeah, we'll
Table.
table it for next time. Okay, moving along to our city monthly reports. 3 minutes each. Honolulu Fire Department up first. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Firefighter 3, Joshua Cole with Engine 31, Kalihi Fire Station. First, an announcement. Honolulu Fire Department has an update to its incident statistic reporting beginning on January 1st of this year. HFD transitioned from the legacy National Fire Incident Reporting System to the modern National Emergency Response Information System to report fire and emergency incidents. The major difference between the two systems is how the incidents are coded and classified, which may result in fluctuations in the number of incidents in each category compared to prior reports. HFD is currently addressing these items to ensure a seamless incident statistic reporting moving forward. In addition, one of the categories, motor vehicle collision with pedestrian, is currently unavailable due to the coding and classifications. HFD is working on a solution to resolve this. So for the incidents for January, we had 3 structure fires, 1 wildland brush fire, 10 nuisance fires, 0 cooking fires, 9 activated fire alarms with no fire. We had 212 medical calls, 0 motor vehicle collision with pedestrian, 2 motor vehicle crashes, 0 mountain rescues, 0 ocean rescues, and 2 hazmat incidents. Our safety tip for February is to remind the public to call 911 first if you have an emergency. Do not drive to the nearest fire station. It's very possible that the fire company will not be at the fire station due to responding to other emergencies, but performing other duties such as fire inspections, training, or educational activities. When you call 911, the operator will dispatch the closest available fire company to your emergency. Remember, when calling 911, give the operator your initial need, police, fire, or EMS. And after you've been transferred to the appropriate agency, give an accurate description of your need and your address or location. The HFD is also available. Be texted at 911. If you find yourself in a spot where you do not have good reception for voice communications, text your emergency to 911. Any questions?
Are there any questions from the board? Any questions from the community or online? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much. All right, up next is Honolulu Police Department District 1.
Hi, good evening. I'm Sergeant Shibawukro with the Honolulu Police Department District 1 side of the Kalihi Pālama Neighborhood Board. First off, I want to thank the community working with the police. We had a really great month last month in January. I'd like to say that stats are down. So for auto theft, burglary, unauthorized entry into motor vehicles, assault, sex assault, and graffiti have all been 0 reports last month compared to numerous cases prior. The only thing that we saw an increase in was theft, which include pickpockets or theft of property. We have the same amount of drug cases, which is 3, and motor vehicle collisions are kind of stable at about 14. What I want to highlight is if you guys have been watching the news that the community, including the island of Honolulu, island of Oahu with the community, is fatalities have been off to a high start. Within District 1, we saw a trend with these motor vehicle collisions to include pedestrians and mopeds. So we're asking that the public continue to stay vigilant and then watch out for our pedestrians, especially our keiki and our kapuna, make sure that we don't run them over, especially at night when it starts to get dark. But overall, thank you to the community. Great month. Hopefully we can keep it up for February. At this time, I'll open the floor to any questions.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Any questions online? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank
Up
you. You guys
next,
have a good.
Honolulu. Thank you. Honolulu Police Department District 5, you're up next. Thank you.
Aloha, good evening. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, awesome. I am Sergeant King with District 5, and I'm responsible for the Kalihi side and Pālama side of our neighborhood board meeting over here. I have the District 5 stats for January 2026. Aggravated assaults went down with 4 compared to 9 in December. Auto thefts, unfortunately, went up to 15 from 10 in December. Burglaries went down to 4 compared to 7 in December. Robberies, unfortunately, went up to 4 as compared to 0 in December. Sex assaults and rapes, unfortunately, went up 3 compared to 1 in December. Simple assaults went up to 14 compared to 8 in December. Thefts have gone up to 35 in January versus 26 in December. And unauthorized entry into motor vehicle or car break-ins went down to 5 from compared to 9 in December. Total calls for service in this area, January, we had 2,890 compared to 3,068 in December. Little tidbit, a lot of these crimes, including simple assaults, thefts, robberies, whatnot, the things that went up, our basic thing is we always try and promote to be aware of your surroundings. Don't become a victim. Holding your wallet, holding your cell phone loosely, not keeping your purse kind of tight, locked on you, strapped across your body versus just on your shoulder. Any dangling bags or whatnot, making it easy for just grab and go. So we always make sure that we want to promote that everybody is more vigilant in knowing their surroundings, also being aware of what's around them to hopefully not become a victim of property crimes and whatnot. If there are any questions, I'm ready to take some questions.
Are there any questions from the board?
When we were talking
John
about
Guerrero.
Police Department District 1, what neighborhood is that in? Because there was no calls and you were given this, your evidence tonight, and it's loaded with calls?
So we, District 1 and District 5, we border basically Liliha Street that splits Merrites and Wa'ena. So that's kind of like our big split. So everything going east of Liliha Street goes towards Sector 1. I'm sorry, District 1. And then we take care of Merrites and everything west of. So as you can see, there's two very, very big areas and vast
I see.
differences just
Okay.
based upon community population.
Any questions from the community? Any questions online? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much. Next up would be Board of Water Supply, Iris Oda.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Just here to report on the one main break in January on the 22nd. It was an 8-inch near Ka'ahi Street. And just the one general announcement, or two actually. So we have launched our 2026 poster and poetry contest. So the poster contest is open to K through 6, and the poetry contest is open from grades 7 through 12. So this year's theme is Everyday Conservation. So the deadline to enter is February 27th. And then for more information, go to the boardofwatersupply.com/WCW contest. So usually most of the kids and most of the teachers in the school know about this, but if you haven't heard about it, have your kids mention it to the teachers. Second one, even though this is done already, maybe they'll continue it, but there's Ka by Wednesday Instagram contests. So it was a quick conservation challenge. So we had an Instagram, which was it's at BWS Honolulu. It was back on February 4th and the 11th at noon. And it was for water conservation trivia. And you could have won if maybe a 35-gallon rain barrel and a BWS swag bag. So you can go to boardofwatersupply.com Hawaii. So just mentioning this so that if you hear it again, because sorry, I wasn't here before the dates. But yeah, that was all. Thank you.
Okay, Iris. Any questions from the board?
Yes, I have one. The Kalihi break, was that related to rail construction?
I'll have to ask about that. I'm just told a date and a street. So I'll ask.
Well,
them
it's
for
a
that.
very short street
Yeah.
and the rail's running right down the middle of it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll ask it and report back to
Okay.
next month. Thank you though. Rail.
Any questions from the community? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much. Next up is HART, Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transit, and that would be Gabby Camacho.
Hi, good evening, Vice Chair Cullen, or Chair Cullen, board members and community members. I'm Gabby Camacho with the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation. So I have one update for you all. We have an upcoming neighborhood design workshop for the Mokuʻea station. It's scheduled for March 12 from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Kalakaua Middle School cafeteria. The address is 821 Kalihi Street. And same as the other workshops, the attendees will have the opportunity to review feedback received at the first Mokuʻea workshop, view updated station renderings, vote on select aesthetic designs, and comment on proposed materials and colors. And parking will be available at the school grounds off of Kalihi Street. So if you're not able to attend the workshop in person, you can still provide your comments and questions by using the link that I'm going to put in the chat, or you can email us directly at info@honolulutransit.org, and I'll put the email in the chat. So I have a follow-up from last month's meeting for Mr. Thomas Beck's question. So his first question was, what is the cost of the foundation for the Kalihi Transit Center Station? So we cannot provide an exact number for the foundation specifically, but I can give the total cost of the station, which was $43,096,440. And his second question was, why was the shaft at the station so deep underground? And it's because the soil conditions beneath the Kalihi Valley, Kalihi stream are very soft and unstable, and it couldn't support the heavy loads of the guideway and station structure. So we had to drill the shaft below the water table and stream to reach stable conditions to support the structures reliably. So this concludes my presentation. If you'd like to get in contact with us at HART, you can email us at info@honolulutransit.org or call our project hotline at 808-566-2299. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the community? Online? Thank you very much, Gabby. Okay, we're moving along to our presentations. Go ahead. We have Neighborhood Commission Chair Patrick Smith.
Thank you, Chair Cullen, and thank you, the board, for allowing me to speak this evening. As the chair pointed out, I am Patrick Smith. I chair the Neighborhood Commission, and I'm just here to give a little brief presentation about what we do, what we can do for you. And one of the big activities that our commission is looking at right now are the boundaries of all the boards. I don't know if that's a concern for this board, but just so you know, we are actually taking a look at that. It's a rather involved process, and when you do it, it's typically has cascading effects, especially when we do it as an overall project. So we're asking for boards to sort of give us some input before the end of April. It's mostly an informational issue, and so we can plan and then go to all the boards and see what we can do. The other things that I would like to let you know is we are charged with updating and reviewing our neighborhood plan, which guides all our boards. And one of the big things that we did is we rewrote our complaints procedures. Hopefully that's not something that will be an issue. But if you want to take a look, if you have any questions, please let me know. We're almost finished with that draft. I think we're actually very finished, but it still needs to be approved by the commission. Then it has to go out to a couple public hearings and then be approved by the mayor, essentially. And then we actually are going piece by piece through the plan. So if there, a lot of times there are particular issues that people maybe want to tweak when it comes to the meetings and things like having a treasurer, which is kind of outdated, but that's in the plan. So you have to have one. And those are type of issues that we're looking at. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. As far as what we can do to help the boards, one of the things that we do is there are a lot of boards that have issues with quorum. And if you're a district or if you're a board with sub-districts, you can just ask us to, change some of your seats to at-large for the term. You can change it permanently. Now, if you want to go from at-large to sub-districts, which is a little bit more complicated, you have to wait to the election. But we always, we're there to help. And if you have any questions about how to proceed or any questions, just about meetings or anything like that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can go through your neighborhood assistant, but you're, I'm more than happy to take emails, and I get a lot of emails from folks, and I'm on the website. So one last thing I would leave you with, in doing a little bit of research, I did see, and I probably should have emailed the chair directly instead of saying this out loud, but it's not really appropriate for a board chair to talk during public concerns or to give a public concern, because that's a sunshine law issue. As board members yourself, it has to be on the agenda. If a community member comes up and they present something, it's more than appropriate for you to chime in, but just so you know. And these are little issues that the boards get wrong all the time. And I've been a board chair. I was a board chair for a long time until I became the commission chair. And I goofed up that rule too. So don't feel bad. But anyway, just so you know, if there are any questions or any concerns that you have, please let me know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I have a question to you, Chair.
Yes.
As you were just talking about a treasurer, can we fundraise and stuff for our neighborhood board so our treasurer can have finances?
I don't know the answer to that, to tell you the truth. Probably. Well, the issue is you're getting into city funding, and I don't know that you can have a separate account. I don't really know the answer to that. I can take it back to our commission, our NCO folks, and they can look through it. That's a good question. I've never been asked that, so I really don't know the answer to that.
Thank you, because I wonder why we're having a treasurer when we don't have no money in the treasury.
Well, I think in the past, they, the commission, or really the NCO, I shouldn't say the commission, because we don't budget out any resources ourselves. We just kind of set policy and we oversee the review. The NCO is really the operational part. And they actually allocated, what was it, $500 or $1,000, I think they gave one time for the boards to do promotional activities. And I think that's just a matter of how much they have in the budget and that sort of thing. So that might be a situation that you could have a treasurer, but to tell you the truth, most of those expenditures are going to go through the NCO, and they're going to do all the auditing and the accounting for that. But I can ask about that. I'll be happy to report back to you.
Thank you. We'll be happy to have you
Anything
back.
further? Oh,
I
absolutely.
have two things.
Go ahead, Willis.
Okay. Thank you for coming. It's nice to meet the person we've heard so much about. I came to this board from Neighborhood Board 13 because of a feeling that there needs to be a boundary change. Iwilei Road really is not Kalihi. It really is Chinatown downtown. And I'm encouraging you to look at that. The boundary was drawn at Nu'uanu Stream, and fine, except that across Nu'uanu Stream, we have Iwilei Road, we have American Savings Bank headquarters. Those are really not Kalihi. So thank you for considering that. I can say to my colleague here that I was on Neighborhood Board 13 when we had a treasurer and money because it got spent. So I'm glad you're trying to clarify that it's not you, but it's NCO that is the giver of money. And if they don't give us any, we don't have any. Is that a fair statement?
That is absolutely fair. We don't give money now. The NCO will, I mean, occasionally they will come to us and say, we do want to allocate this or make available to each of the boards this amount of money to do promotions or whatever their whatever their goal is at that time. Now, one of the things they do is they make signs, and you don't have to have a budget for that. Like if you have an issue, say you're doing an event, or you don't have a big sign for your board, you just ask, and you don't need a budget for that or anything. You just ask. So what I would tell you is just ask them, and all they can do is tell you no. But that probably won't go to the actual commission itself, but we'll be more than happy to advocate for all the boards if we feel like it's worthwhile. I will say the one thing about the boundary change is I'll look at that. I'll talk to my vice chair, who's head of our planning commission. He's really driving this, and that's Larry Verrea. A lot of people might know Larry. He's the chair of the Pearl City Board, who's very, very active. We would ask for action on the part of the board. So it would take the whole board sort of saying, this is what we want to do. And then we would go to then Chinatown. And I know Chinatown has been interested. I don't know if that's the portion of the district that they were like Ernest was.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So if there's interest on this board, so I'll reach out to Chair Cullen and ask about maybe doing that next month. And you got, and it's really up to the boards. Because I will tell you, and I had this with actually my own board where I'm no longer the chair. Someone got upset about something, and I said, the commission has power to do whatever, but we won't, unless the boards want us to. Because I mean, the philosophy of the commission is to kind of get out of the way unless the boards need something, and so we're not going to do it unless the boards tell us that they want to do it. So, okay, I'll follow up on that and let you know, and I'll follow up on your request. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the community?
I just wanted to also comment, I'm in that same area, and I would also support rezoning that area to Chinatown.
Another board member. Okay. Any questions from the community? Online? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much. Okay, Rona. Next up, presentation by Rona Angayayam of Kukua Kalihi Valley, the Kalihi Ahupua ride scheduled on April 10th.
First, I would like to thank the neighborhood board for supporting our 2025 Kalihi Ahupua ride last year. And this time I'm coming again to ask for your support for this year's Kalihi Ahupua ride. It's on April 11. This is a program, an annual activity that gathers community members who would like to bike and learn about the abundance and the beauty of Kalihi as shared by youth in our Kalihi Valley Instructional Bike Exchange or K-Vibe program. I will let this video of last year's ride to share the story.
Welcome to Ho'oulu Aina. That is the name of this place, our program up here. And we're really happy to begin this Ahupua'a ride in the back of our valley up in Kalihi Uka. Welcome to Ho'oulu Aina. That is the name of this place, our program up here. Welcome to Ho'oulu Aina. That is the name of this place, our program up here. And we're really happy to begin this Ahupu'a ride in the back of our valley up in Kalihi Uka. We are standing in Kalihi Lihi o Laumiha. Most of us just know as Kalihi Valley. Our philosophy of this place, o ka ha o ka aina, ke ola o ka po'e, or the breath of the land is the life of the people, yeah? So we make our way down our Ahupu'a, all the way down to Mauli Ola, the old name that a lot of us know as Sand Island nowadays, that the bicycles, community, that we all can help to feed each other and take care of each other.
Ho'oluaina, that was our first stop. Then we ride down to here, K-Vibe. It's a bike shop. K-Vibe to me is like a second home. It has changed my life into a better person.
In honor of the 28th K-Vibe's birthday, I want to bring Starsky, who's one of the most valuable youth here at K-Vibe. He would help the young ones, you know, whatever they needed, money, clothes, you know, he was one of them. And I would like to bring Mikey. He was one of our youngest mechanics. Not only inspired me to look out for my own brothers, my own brotherhood, but it also inspired the Kuyas around him.
Some people do our speech here. I did my speech here. I'm 13 and I've been coming here to K-Vibe ever since 7 years old. And for the past 6 years I was here, I was able to fix from 30 to 40 bikes in total. I like K-Vibe because it's like a second home for me. And if you ever decide to come here, I'll treat you like family.
Testing. Hello everybody, name's Rylan and I'm one of the junior interns here at K-Vibe. Don't you guys like riding bikes? I don't. Anyway, we're here at K-Vibe and I was one of the mechanics on the ride, so I had to have a lot of tools in my bag. Someone got a flat right when we were about to get to K-Vibe. I helped them fix it, you know.
Every time that I come to Oahu, I make sure to come check in with the kids at K-Vibe. Bruce reached out to me a couple months ago about painting the wall that's right here on Camp 4. And what the mural represents, it represents Kalihi Valley.
We all got on our bikes, was ready, police leading us as always. Our next stop was the Puea Cemetery.
Welcome to Puea Cemetery. Joseph Kahahawaii is buried in the back, and the boys will talk about what the injustice that happened to him and his friends.
Joseph Kahawaii and his friends were accused of raping a white woman. Police arrested them without evidence. They were sent to court but later dismissed because not enough evidence. Joseph later got kidnapped by 2 white guys and was tortured and killed.
In today's world, we like to believe we've come far, that equality is within reach. But for many islanders, racism still lingers in ways both seen and unseen. But we are more than what society expects us to be. We are strong, we are proud, and we are here to remind the world that our culture, our people, and our future matter.
My favorite part of the ride was giving my speech. All you gotta do is just use your voice. You gotta speak louder so they can see what's really important. After that, we went to Bishop Museum.
Welcome riders to Ka'ivi'ula, the traditional name of the place that we are on right now. All around us, even in the urban sprawl of Honolulu, is the history of Hawaii. And if we look with open eyes and we listen for those stories about places, about people, about practice, both close to us and all the way into antiquity, we help to keep those stories alive. And then we become connected to those stories.
The Loikau was our 5th stop. There's speakers too, including our interns from K-Vibe. Just talked about what they learned, experienced, what they had to do over there.
An Aina source that we all know grows from mountaintops to valley lows. Fertile soil, a gift so grand, sustains us all across the land. From muddy banks and dirty hands to eating poi with the fam. A humble plant, we treat them with care. You can also see it everywhere. On Talk About Taro, it's also called Carlo. I hope you're listening and just follow. The leaves are green might be the most beautiful thing you've seen. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the air. This plant also blossoms and grows just like my hair.
My favorite part of the whole ride, I say, was just riding. We had to take a little break, alcohol, just to save enough energy, rest well, just to rest your legs. Then we went all the way to Sandbox. That was a long ride.
I chose the wrong bike. The mountain bike was not helping it. I was too slow. Take a BMX, it's very fast. My favorite part of the whole Ahupua ride was arriving to Sandbox, and our other friends, Pacific Voices, was dancing for us.
These events really show that, oh, Kalihi is something. Kalihi can be something. So these events kind of help us all gather together. Instead of one voice, 10 into 100, who knows, maybe 100 into 1,000. We just want Kalihi to be seen, be heard.
I have to add that I'm grateful for the Office of Council Member Cordero, who has been our partner, hosting us at Kalakaua District Park every year. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board?
Comment.
Go right
I just
ahead.
wanted to thank you guys for having that safe space for the kids. One of the kids that presented, I actually know him since he was a baby. And I watched him grow from a baby. He was mute, very timid. Now he's a leader. He's actually pretty funny. And it's really great to see them grow in confidence and have a sense of belonging now, because I know that statistically they did surveys across the schools and sense of belonging went down. And this creates a great space for them to keep out of trouble and grow, and just keeps them active too, because you seldom see kids on the street riding bikes or even at the park. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have a question too.
Go ahead.
I thank you for coming to Kalihi, Pālama area from Kalihi Valley. So we're very grateful for what you're doing for our kids in our community. But I see that the next ride is going to be April 11th. Do you have the time, the start, the end, and the location where they start?
Yes. We start 8 o'clock at Ho'olu'aina up on the valley, but what we're doing with those once we have all the registered riders with their emails, we'll give them instruction. Usually we ask them to go at the end venue at Maoli'ola Island by 6:30 or 7, and we shuttle them down, including their bikes, to the farm, so that when we get there, they park their cars there, and when we get down, then they can just have their car parked there. So we usually arrive there at about like 1 o'clock, 1:30. And our registration is now open. I have the flyers there, and there's a QR code that will lead you to register if you want to participate in this ride.
If you want our help in our neighborhood board, what would you suggest us to do for volunteering there?
Usually we have those stops, and we usually have volunteers to provide water and protein bar. That would be one way of supporting our ride.
What time would you want us as volunteers to go there?
We can do the timeline as we move closer. We have it, and once all the volunteers who are staying on the different stops, we'll provide them those information, detailed information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Questions from the community? Questions online? Thank you, Rona.
Thank you.
Seeing you soon. Thank you. Okay, St. Elizabeth's Church is our last presentation. Okay, I don't see anyone here from St. Elizabeth's Church. Okay, thank you. That's it for our presentation. So now we are going to go right into our residents and community concerns. Anyone in the community or online? Okay, hi, Kirsten, Liana, go right ahead.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. I'm here tonight regarding the ongoing gatherings taking place at Hawaiian Snow Company, directly across from our residential building on Gulick and Waterhouse Street. On February 7th at 4:43 p.m., I called 911 to report illegal activity occurring on Hawaiian Snow property, including public drinking, public urination, and loitering. I made that call after being advised by our council member's office to contact 911 during incidents as they occur, as recommended by HPD. However, when officers arrived, there were 4 present, and I spoke directly with Officer Spencer and Officer Torres, which I was told that because the individuals were on private property, there was nothing they could do. I clarified that these individuals do not work at Hawaiian Snow, therefore they are not employees, yet I was still told there was nothing officers could do. I was also told that the individuals were informed by the officers that they weren't doing anything illegal and were not in trouble. So this is where my frustration lies. If residents are being instructed to call 911 when these activities are occurring, but officers respond and state they cannot take action because it is private property, what is the purpose of calling 911 in the first place? We are receiving conflicting direction between the council members team and HPD, and as residents, we're simply trying to follow the guidance that we are being given. Officer Spencer did explain that HPD would be able to take action if the property owner provided a written authorization allowing police to enforce trespassing on their behalf, or if visible no loitering signage were posted. Without these measures in place, enforcement appears limited. So tonight, we're asking just for clarity and solutions. Also, what is the proper protocol moving forward when these incidents inevitably happen again? But most importantly, is the owner of Hawaiian Snow willing and able to fence up or chain to secure the property after hours to prevent non-employees from gathering there? However, this issue goes beyond loitering. Individuals are also using the area for public urination, creating unsanitary and unsafe conditions that residents are forced to deal with on a daily basis. We understand that as residents, we're not responsible for managing that property. However, someone is. And right now, the impact is falling directly on the people who live across the street. We simply want to feel safe in our homes and to have consistent, clear direction on what to do when these incidents occur in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your sharing for your community concern as a resident. We also have a lot of our elected officials who had just heard what you had shared, so they'll probably address it when it comes time to. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next is city elected officials. Mayor Rick Belangiardi's representative, Deputy Director Stephen Courtney, Department of Information Technology.
Good evening, Kalihi, Pālama Neighborhood Board members and residents. Again, my name is Stephen Courtney. On Monday, December 1st, the city launched a new and improved HNL 311 system, which our residents can use to report issues in their communities that need to be fixed or addressed by the city. Residents can submit requests for service via the HNL 311 mobile app, which is available on Apple or Android devices, or by visiting the website hnl311.com. The new HNL 311 system is more intuitive and easier to navigate, which means it has never been easier for residents to submit requests for the city. On the city's end, the new system makes it easier for departments to track and respond to the issues that have been reported. Once an issue has been reported, it goes directly to the department that is responsible for that type of request. And if users are registered for an account, they will get notified whenever there is a status update to their request. The city can only fix issues and solve the problems that we know about. So instead of taking a video of a broken street light or post it on Instagram, snap a couple photos and let us know by submitting an HNL 311 request. I have highlights from the mayor's newsletter. That, along with other information, can be found in the chat. First off, the Honolulu Fire Department celebrated its 175th anniversary on January 11th, 2026, marking a milestone in a legacy that began in 1851 when King Kamehameha III established the department. On February 2nd, Mayor Rick Blangiardi marked Black History Month with a proclamation ceremony at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, honoring the enduring contributions, resilience, and leadership of Black Americans in Hawaii and across the nation. The Honolulu Ocean Safety Department welcomes Jimmy Bowers as the department's first ever deputy chief, a position created to strengthen leadership and support island-wide operations covering Oahu's 227 miles of coastline. I have one departmental issue for follow-up, and in actuality, was one of your residents already brought up the issue of public nuisance at Gullick Avenue and Waterhouse Street in regards to the noise, illegal drinking, parking, public urination, and sanitary issues. I don't have too much more to add to it other than an officer from District 5 did speak to the worker at the company, and that worker was informed and educated about the nuisance complaint. He related that and the owners are aware of the matter and have been approached by residents and other businesses about the nuisance issues. The worker was provided with suggestions such as having floodlight motion sensors and surveillance cameras installed and posted non-trespassing signs. I will have to, in regards to this issue, I'll have to get more follow-up on in regards to what can be done in regards to resolving this issue. Again, all I can really say right now is to continue calling 911 when you do have those suspicious or criminal activities at that time. With that, I have no, that concludes my report. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from the board? Oh, I have something to share. Hi, this is Evelyn Cullen. So I did use the updated 311 app on the 11th of February to report an abandoned derelict vehicle. And the response I got via email was this vehicle exceeds the GVW limit for the city towing contract. So it was I guess the tour bus that was now abandoned on the street. So there's nothing the city can do to address it because it's too big for, I guess, the company that has a contract to tow it away. Well, that's just something I wanted to share. That's it.
Okay, well, I will pass that on in regards to, I will find out at least if there is something that can be done about that, because just because it is a bus that exceeds the weight limit, I think it should still be addressed.
Thank you. Any questions from the community? Online? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stephen Courtney. All
Yeah,
right,
thank you.
next exits Councilmember Radiant Cordero.
Aloha Chair, congratulations, and also aloha board members and community. My name is Radiant Cordero, your council member from Council District 7. I do want to thank Auntie Rona for being here. I've been lucky to be supporting the K-Vibes Kalihi Pua'a ride since its inception, and I really hope that you all can join us for that ride. I also want to mahalo Kristen for being communicative with our office. I understand it is frustrating. I deeply do, because of the ownership, and we are trying to get responses from Hawaiian Snow Company. We don't want to just show up and then put like erect things on like a sign at Hawaiian Snow Company, so that HPD can enforce. So we're doing our best to do our due diligence, have the backing of the email trail plus your calls, which is why it does help that you do call HPD. It helps that we are submitting the requests on behalf of you and your neighbors, but us together making the same request adds more strength to HPD. I know it's frustrating. A board member here who lives right next to Kalihi, I'm looking at her right now, also questioned, why do I gotta call HPD? It's not working. I said, please, please help us. We're also doing the same, but it helps to really record all of the calls and add more, I don't know, I don't want to call it beats, but I'm going to call it circulation but more enforcement and more routes to their beats. I don't know if that makes sense, but yes. And so that's a huge reason why it helps. The meeting, I understand that we don't have a response yet from them, but the more that we provide them input and more times and more, I guess, muster and which means complaints to the department, that's when they'll be able to really enforce. I'm hoping that you can still hear me. Oh, okay, perfect. Enforcement, because DPP will have all that information for Hawaiian Snow Company. And also it gives Hawaiian Snow Company the ability to be like, hey, we're getting all these letters and all these complaints from these city agencies and from the council member. So it gives them a little boost too, yeah. Thank you very much. My staff and I actually discussed your concern after our council meeting today as well. If you even want support from the neighborhood board to add more muster to the departments, that will help us so much too. And that would have to be taken up at the next board, but we will continue to push for it. Next up, I actually did leave my reports at the printers right before I left. So I'm so sorry, community. I don't have the reports, but you can visit honolulucitycouncil.org, click my face, click newsletters, and then you'll be able to see all my reports, testimony, mailers, all that kind of things over there. And then you'll see the reports, but the neighborhood board also got it via email. I did on the report, I highlighted that Neil Blaisdell Center has a bunch of events for February. Please be sure to check it out. I know the Department of Enterprise Services is working really hard to get more events and have fun things here in Honolulu. Next up, we also have follow-ups on there. Shucks, I missed my report now, but it's okay. I'll look back at it later. But also there's a reminder for real property tax deadline, and that will be February 20. So please be sure to check out that information. I also shared some photos on the pop-up office that I have. I've been having pop-up offices since January 2021. I had it at Kalakaua District Park. I also have it at other parks throughout my district. Had him in Halava, Salt Lake, and in Aiea as well. So I'm doing pop-ups, and you can catch me there around 6 a.m. on some Saturdays as well. Let's see what else is on the report. We also would like to request neighbors that if you have a green bin, please don't put plastic in there. We bring them to Hawaiian Earth Recycling, and it's not really filtered out like how it should be, and we don't want it to then get mixed up with the compost and everything that's then reused both in our parks and our golf courses and our city golf courses and other things. So please be aware of that. I can't find my report, but I think I shared majority of the information there, and I'm here to take any questions as well. Thank you.
Any questions from the board?
I have a question, Council.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Radiant Kadera, for your very important time here with us, sacrificing all your time with us. But my question is, again, with the Kahu'ike housing area of having a bridge or a crosswalk so that these housing people, the transformers, can go across to go to the bus depot and stuff. What is the procedures that we are right
Yeah,
now?
thank you. I think I know that you have a really great representative from Governor Green's rep. I don't want to overstep my knowledge, or maybe that may be a little outdated or on any conversation. So when Drake Kalihi does come up, I think that would be the best person to ask on the most recent conversations on that about that. Thank you.
Thank
Board
you.
Member
Vivian.
Holt-PE. Appreciate it.
Any more questions from the board? Comments?
Let's comment. Thank you to you and your office. You guys are very proactive when it comes to calls. And can I make a comment too online as well? Ratings, right? You make the more noise you make, the more they will listen. I call every day and my problem has been resolved. I don't call Radiant's office every day, but call HPD every day. They know me. I'm that one auntie on Beckley Street. I will keep calling. I don't care. But the more you annoy them, the more they'll listen. So just keep going, girl. Keep calling. That helps.
Thank you. I do also have to add that I've also been helping Farrington High School 3 years ago with esports. We connected them with the University of Utah, and Farrington High School just took with it and ran. They're now hosting its third tournament. They're having the Honolulu International esports tournament. I know that. Wait, am I allowed to announce the donation right now? Okay, and also a former Farrington alumni, I forgot his name already, sorry, I'm blanking, but donated $1 million to hopefully transform the library to an innovation center. I'm so excited. And we've been able to highlight Farrington High School via KHON and different mediums, not just throughout the state, but throughout the world in the form of esports. And I just met with Yamaguchi Prefectural University with Harris Nakamoto from Farrington, and I'm just making more gains with this. I never thought, like, I mean, I'm a city council member, not an esports person. I don't even know how to like turn on the thing. So, but here we are. I just wanted to let you know so that we all can come out as a community and show support for our Farrington students. So please continue to do that. Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank you, Radiant. Any questions from the community? Okay, thank you, Radiant.
Mahalo.
Okay, so next up is Council Member Tyler Dos Santos Tan. Okay, next up, community updates, U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii Military Report, Selena Genkowski.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board, members of the community. My name is Selena Jankowski. I'm from U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii. These are the announcements for this month. Our next hiring fair is March 17th at Mililani High School cafeteria. Starts at 8:30, ends at 2. It's open to the public. And if you're interested, please bring 2 references, proof of ID, social security card, resume, application. And if you're interested in any kind of job with child youth services, it's open to obviously everybody in the public, but there's a lot of benefits that come with that, as well as, or in particular, getting access to all recreation facilities, discounted childcare, and commissary and PX privileges. Most of our training is happening in Central Oahu, but if you're really interested, you can visit www.army.mil and get the article number 290308. For those of you that are interested in any kind of running, the U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii is hosting the Kole Kole 10K run. It's open to members of the community and authorized guests. So if anybody has a valid DoD ID card, you're more than welcome to come in. But you can also apply for a visitor's pass to be able to do the run. They're accepting late and same day registrations from February 22nd through the 25th. The fee is $35, credit card payments only, and race day registration will be available. The race day is Saturday, February 28th. From 5:45 to 6:45 is that registration, and then the run is from 7 to 10. And then my last announcement is just a reminder that we're going to be doing prescribed burns over on in the Schofield Barracks ranges. And the dates are from April 13th through the 19th. And that's the end. If anybody has any questions?
Any questions from the board? Questions from the community? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go on to our state elected officials. Senator Carl Rhodes.
Hi, sorry, I wasn't sure if my camera was on. Can everyone hear me okay? Oh,
Yes.
perfect. Thank you. Hi everyone, members of the committee, members of the board. I'm Mia. Senator Rhodes couldn't be here today, but I'm his legislative aide. I'm giving a report on his behalf. Just a couple updates I have for you folks tonight. So one of them is the Hawaii Energy. So the state's energy conservation program has launched the appliance trade-up program, and it's going to help Honolulu residents lower energy use and manage rising electricity costs. So the program is available to residents living in zip codes 96817 and 96819. So it's including Chinatown, Kalihi, Liliha, and Nuuanu. So eligible residents, you can trade in a working refrigerator or freezer, and in return you'll get a new energy efficient Energy Star model for as low as $250. And the deadline to apply for this is going to be April 15th. For more information, you can call either of these numbers. I'll include it in the chat just so I don't have to list it out, if that's all right with you folks. And then if not, you can also visit, they have a website, Hawaii Energy at Leidos, LEIDOS.com. I'll include this in the chat as well. And then I know last neighborhood board meeting as well, one of the members had some questions regarding AI regulations and protections and what legislations has been coming up this session. So I do have some points regarding that. So regarding artificial intelligence and AI protections, during the 2024 legislative session, Senator Rhodes did introduce and pass Senate Bill 2687. It's now referred to as Act 191. This act prohibited the distribution of political deepfakes during election campaigns. Unfortunately, a federal court did strike down this act as unconstitutional. However, the decision is available for it can be appealed. As for this current session, Senator Rhodes has signed on to SB 3001 SD Senate Draft Version 1, which would establish protections for minor account holders of artificial intelligence services. The bill would require operators of these artificial intelligence services to develop protocols to prevent the encouragement of suicidal ideations in account holders and users. The bill has currently passed out of a joint hearing with Commerce and Consumers Protections and the Labor and Technology committees, and it is now going to be referred to the Judiciary Committee, which Senator Rhodes does chair. And then final talking points that I have from him is that AI is a powerful tool, and then because of that power, it can be used for great good or harm, and he will continue to support any reasonable regulation of AI. But again, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us at our office. I will also be available for questions, and I'll include those further details in the chat. Thank you, guys.
Any questions from the board? Go ahead, Card.
Hi, just a quick comment. Mahalo to Senator for supporting AI regulation. That's all.
Any questions from the community? Thomas Bell.
Thank you. My question is in regards to a bill that Senator Rhodes passed that is going to limit, I guess, face masks or ICE agents. I'm kind of confused on why he's trying to interfere with what that's considered safety equipment. I understand where they're having issues in Minnesota and other areas where they believe that agents are using it to prevent from getting doxxed online, which can be an issue too. But as someone has a background in working for the public, they deal with people that are very abusive, people that spit on them, people that, because they come from other countries, possibly have other diseases that could be passed on while they're trying to do their job. What stunned me is the fact that the rest of the Democratic senators have signed on to this. We're not Minnesota. I don't know why we're going down this road. That's a federal agency. I don't think they have that authority to interfere with that. What is your answer to this?
So, I believe
Sorry,
this
we
is.
can't.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now? Sorry, so I know this is regarding the law enforcement bill, which I know did pass out of Senator Rhodes' Judiciary Committee. However, I know that this bill has been, when we were looking at the testimony, there has been a lot of community support for the bill from various different agencies. I believe the bill also does have exceptions for if people who are opting to wear masks because of, like, for actual reasons such as COVID or to prevent the spread of diseases as well. But there has been a lot of community support regarding the bill, but I will bring up your concerns to Senator Rhodes.
You need to understand the police are against it. Our own police department, they're not supporting it. So if you have agencies that deal with this type of work, I can understand the community's concerns, but I don't think the ICE agents here have gotten to the level that they've done in other states. And I think you need to understand, in other states, you have paid agents that are harassing these people. I can't, hopefully it doesn't get to the level here, but we have so many other issues we need to address. I'm just surprised that our legislature thinks it's in the best interest to try to tell other agencies, especially federal agencies, what they should or shouldn't wear in regards to protective, personal protective equipment. Thank you.
Go ahead, Cars has a question.
It's just a quick comment, but I just wanted to say that regarding ICE, I am very worried. I was on Maui and I remember seeing the email that ICE activity was at UH Manoa, and I study at UH Manoa. And I know a lot of friends that are international students. It scares me. And I did support SB 2203. And I understand COVID restrictions, but also I I don't I feel like this is just bare minimum. I'm terrified and I do support this bill because it's for the safety of everyone to know at the very least who is arresting, detaining.
They do come, obviously, you can see them and they have to have ID. Yeah, they're not coming in. Basically, if you look online, I think you can see it's pretty obvious when they do come in. I don't know what, I can't speak for what happened to your friends, that I don't know. Were they approached by ICE agents? The people that you said were concerned?
Sorry?
Were they approached by ICE agents? The people that you said had concerns, that were
At the
afraid?
very least, I do know that there is ICE activity. I do not have any friends.
Okay, we can carry the discussion on the side after this. We're gonna move on with our agenda.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the board? No. Okay, thank you. Next is Senator Donna Mercado Kim.
Senator, I think you're muted. There we go. I thought I unmuted myself, but I guess it automatically mutes after a certain time. But again, Gunifa Choi and happy Ash Wednesday today. My committee report has been sent to the board members. I want to also congratulate the officers. Congratulations to all of you. Legislative updates. We're getting ready to our first decking, which is on May 6th. I'm sorry, March 6th. And this is where the bills on the Senate side will be crossing over to the House side. Also, next week begins a 1-week mandatory recess. So that's required by law. We cannot have our official Senate meetings on the floor. Committee meetings can continue. I have put a summary of some of the bills that I've introduced, put 6 on the report. I just want to highlight 3 of them. The first one is a moratorium on state-funded travel. I know many of you know that I have been really holding government officials accountable for the taxpayers' dollars that is being spent. And one of the areas we found during the Ways and Means Committee is that there is so much travel. There were 241 pages of travel from DOE, which they didn't give us all the information, 447 pages of travel for the University of Hawaii, and these pages have about 40 or 50 lines on them. So there's a lot of travel going on, and this would be a 2-year moratorium on travel to see that we can get a handle on this. And we are not stopping all travel. We're still allowing travel that's required and needed in your job. Also, we are looking at ways in which you can do Zoom and do other ways of getting information, because we still think that, we need to get these kinds of informations. And if there are conferences that will help, then you will still be allowed to do that. It's limited to 3 a year. And but you can get exceptions and you can get approvals if you make a good case for why you need to go. The other area is in consultants. We want to minimize the amount of consultants. It seems as though even though we hire all of the city and state workers, that a lot of departments are using consultants instead of the workers to do the work. For example, we hire a lot of engineers, we hire a lot of architects, and yet they don't do that. We hire a construction company or a architectural company, engineering company to do all the planning and design of all our projects. And so again, there's a lot of costs. And so these engineers and architects that we hire oversee the consultants who then oversee the jobs. So that's another area where we think we can really save money for the taxpayers and for making government less government. The other area is real property tax for affordable housing owners. What's happening is we certainly are bending backwards to try and provide more housing units for that's affordable. And we are encouraging people to buy these homes and buy these condos. And yet when they do buy it, they don't automatically get the homeowner's exemption. If you buy your condo or a home affordable that is deemed affordable by the city and you qualify, which is hard for many of these people to do, if it's after September 30th, which is a deadline to file for your property taxes, you cannot get homeowners exemption. You have to wait a whole year. So if you buy a unit and it closes in October, you cannot get a homeowner's exemption because you missed the September 30th deadline. And these are people starting out for the first time. There's a lot of costs involved, and they're the least ones that can afford to not get their homeowner's exemption. So this is one area that we really think could also help people to buy their homes. Finally, I wanted to just highlight one of my pet projects, which is Senate Bill 2877. And this is the Storymakers Bill. And this is a public school initiative that we're targeting 5th graders in Title I, 8 Kalihi schools. 1-year pilot project to write, design, and publish an original digital book rooted in their experience and with their culture or their community. And the goal is to not only improve the writing and the reading skills of our students, but to provide hands-on project-based experience that builds confidence, pride, while showing where where they may be from, and we have a lot of diversity in our schools. It also will give pride to the families because they will have these books, and then we're going to have the schools actually have a book showing. And this has worked in other areas, and I think that this will be a really good thing for our students and to get excited about, and they want to come to school. So I'm really excited about that measure. If you want to follow our bills, you can track us with getting or submitting testimony, tracking the status, and follow the timetable from the legislature at capitol.hawaii.gov. And you can also watch our hearings on the Senate's YouTube's page. Finally, I also want to say, Chair, I know you were concerned about Senate Bill 2260, and that was originally scheduled for a hearing. However, it was taken off the agenda. And if it's not on the agenda by tomorrow, I think that measure is dead on the Senate side. So hope that information helps you. Let's see. Also, on my bulletin on the back page, there's a QR code for my winter community bulletin survey. If you haven't gotten or done a survey, you can go on there and you can still send in your results for your survey. And this really helps me as far as many of the bills and how the community feels about many of the issues. So with that, I'm open to questions.
Any questions from the board? Questions from the community?
Aloha, my name is Kekua Kealoha. I want to first thank you, Senator Kim, for the work that you do. I do want to express a concern that came up from the Education Committee hearing on the 13th. And it was regarding Senate Bill 3334. There were a couple of comments made that made me feel like it appeared that the bill was almost retaliatory in nature toward the superintendent. And I'm not here to defend them, but the feeling that I got from the commentary that was made was more so to punish them instead of overhauling the system that needed to be revisited. And so there was overwhelming testimony in opposition to that particular bill and very little in support. And so I'm confused as to why bills get recommended for passage when there is such overwhelming support, or excuse me, opposition, especially from the people who understand those systems the best and the people who are going to be impacted by them. And I don't want to question the decision making. I know that there's probably more involved in that, but there was another senator present in that committee who made personal comments about the superintendent's representative with no disciplinary action. And it just disappointed me that especially that senator claimed to want results and yet articulated no results that she expected and reverted to attacks of the superintendent's representative. And so as a community member, I am concerned about committees that get run that way. And yeah, just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Appreciate you bringing that up. A lot of times the bills are introduced by senators and representatives regarding problems that are going on in their community, problems that may be going on in the schools. And many times these issues are discussed with the officials. And when there's no results, bills do come up. These bills are intended to also have discussion. It's not necessarily the final measure, but we had hoped that by putting this forward, that we would have like superintendents that would come on and give us ideas as to how can we better the system, how can we make it more positive. Unfortunately, at that hearing, we did not get that kind of testimonies that came out of it. There's a lot of frustrations by a lot of legislators who hear from their community, who hear from their schools regarding the problems and parents. And so that is the result of these kinds of things. We are looking at the measures. We are going to make amendments to it to take into consideration some of the issues. Many of us I have on my staff, I hired a former teacher, a former principal, a former area superintendent, a CAS also. So we try to be very aware of what is going on and try to get changes sometimes that's needed in the structure of DOE. And unfortunately, there was high emotions, and I don't believe that there were some things possibly said on both sides. So thank you.
Any more questions from the community? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much, Donna Mercado
Thank
Kim.
you.
Next up, Senator Glenn Wakai.
Pungi Fachoy, aloha everyone. We have a lot to celebrate these days because yesterday you might have heard that we actually started to break down Aloha Stadium. I mean, that beautiful stadium has stood there for more than 51 years, but I think we all agree that it's beyond its life expectancy, and we finally turned a dream into a reality yesterday by the beginnings of taking that stadium down. By August of this year, it should be flattened. And then in 3 years, March of 2029, we will have a new stadium, which will be the anchor in that mixed use development. But what's more exciting is what's going to be around the stadium, which include hotel, shopping center, a lot of housing, affordable workforce housing for our neighbors. I think it's going to be a very dynamic district, and it's something that we should all be excited about and proud about. I'm fighting for all of you to get cheaper electricity as well as more reliable electricity. I mean, two weekends ago, when we saw some heavy winds and some rains, 110,000 people in the state of Hawaii lost power, for some for days, some for hours. But we have a electric system that is not providing for all of us adequately, in my opinion. So there's a bill that will actually cut Hawaiian Electric into two pieces. One part of it is generation. That's where you have diesel generators, oil fired, you have some wind, some solar, all of that is called generation. The other part of HECO's business model is distribution and transmission. That's taking the electrons from the creators of the electricity and to your house or to your business. HECO will continue to do that, but the generation part, we are going to look at the private sector to provide us more reliable power generation, as well as hopefully a lot cheaper power generation. So if we get that bill through, it'll be a substantial benefit for all of you to make sure that we're not going to ever be a third world country, that the power system will always be on, and that it will have rates that are more in line with what the rest of the country is expecting. So, and I do want to say, come to Senator Kim's defense that, the room was, from what I recall, was filled with people who have a vested interest to oppose the bill. Now, if we had people in their business community or other individuals, okay, maybe we could kind of have it balanced. But the people who were in that room had a vested interest to keep the status quo. And I think whether it's Donna Kim or the rest of us, we have an obligation to see what opportunities are out there that can improve outcomes. But I don't think you can just say that because there was testimony mostly in opposition, those people were all fighting for their jobs and the continuation of the status quo. And our obligation at the legislature is to try and look at new ideas and bring them forth for a very healthy discussion. So just that's my report for this week, this month.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Questions from the community? Mr. Thomas Beck.
Good evening. My question is in regards to looking at private companies to take over Hawaiian Electric, the generation part. I'm sure you remember at one time Nextera tried to buy Hawaiian Electric, and I guess take over. Part of that was a generation in regards to taking over the whole company. But the previous governor and the current governor through the PUC prevented that from happening. Now, when that happened, it was it didn't go well. I believe if Nextera did take over, even though a lot of people had concerns, valid concerns, because Nextera is a multi-billion-dollar company, what happened in Maui, I think Hawaiian Electric would have been in better shape than they are now, financially. Technically, they're broke. If you look at what they have to pay in regards to this lawsuit, they sold their biggest asset, the bank, and all they have left is just the company itself and the generator plants, which are 50 and 70 years old. I don't know how you're going to get another private entity to come in after they saw what happened with Nextera trying to buy into this. I think they're going to look at that, and I'm not sure if anyone will even try to. I hope someone does. But what are your thoughts on this?
I actually think that there are a lot of interested parties that feel that they can help improve their grid reliability. So you mentioned about Nextera. I think that was in around 2016. Here we are 10 years later. Our grid is even worse than it was during that time period. And to make matters even worse, the Maui wildfires have put HECO in a position where they're almost on the brink of bankruptcy. They're in what's called junk bond status. They cannot get private sector investment to do the improvements that are necessary. And as you well pointed out, many of their diesel power generations that generate 65% of the electricity on this island are 50 to 76 years old, and they're only getting older. So I believe that by kind of having HECO focus on the distribution and transmission, we can have somebody else, another entity, take over the power generation part of it, which they are totally incapable of financially funding. So if we do absolutely nothing, we'll be talking about this. The diesel generators will be soon 80, 90 years old, and very inefficient. And we're going to probably have more and more blackouts. And you mentioned about the neighbor islands. Maui, in 2028, Maui is going to go dark because their two generators there are out of parts, and HECO has no really backup plan to keep Maui lights on. So you're absolutely right that they are in a really bad situation with their current old generation, as well as their financial situation of not being able to have anybody loan them money to improve anything.
I think part of the other problem too is Kalailo partners, because they use oil to generate the electricity that was part of Oahu's, I think 180 kilowatts or megawatts of power. They weren't allowed to bid on being part of Hawaii Electric's power part. So they lost 180 kilowatts. And the solar
I'm
and
sorry,
wind.
I'm sorry, Mr. Beck.
Yeah.
Can you both communicate this on the side?
Yep, I'd be happy to.
Okay, if I can just end with the part about solar and wind, at least on Oahu. Hawaii Electric's already said that they won't be able to at least provide, luckily, 50% of the energy.
So both of you
thank you.
can share some information so you can carry on this conversation at a later time.
Okay, thanks, Evelyn.
Okay, thank you. All right, so next is Representative Daniel Holt. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Anybody else in the community? All right. Representative Daniel Holt's office.
Representative Holt resigned on Friday.
Right.
And
So is there anyone from his office to represent? Nothing? Okay. Next, Representative Shirley Templo.
Happy New Year's, aloha community. My name is Justin, and I'm reporting on behalf of Representative Templo. For today, or for tonight, I had her February newsletter, which I attached to the contents section of the WebEx. Representative Templo is encouraging everyone to fill out the QR code for the survey, the community voice survey. And if it could be returned, the deadline is February 23rd, which is Monday. And this concludes my report. I can take any concerns or questions on behalf of the representative.
Okay, any questions from the board? I see cards. Go ahead, cards.
aloha. I hope that Representative Templo and the office and staff is having a fun time this session. My question, Representative Templo, from what I remember, is on the Committee of Finance. So I wanted to ask if she could find a way to put a bill scheduled for hearing. I don't remember if she's vice chair or chair, but since she's in the Committee on Finance, maybe she could help convince the chairs and the vice chairs. The bill is HB 2451, which is relating to free bus fares. And I feel like that would go a long way into making sure that all our keiki, kupuna, all our adults can get some form of transportation without having to worry about costs. At least one form of transportation. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I took note of that and I'll pass that on to the representative.
Thank you. Any questions from the community? Okay, now moving on to Governor Josh Green's representative, Gina Kalihi, Hawaii Department of Transportation.
Aloha, Chair. Thank you very much. I put it into the chat of the WebEx, the link to both Governor Green's State of the State address, as well as his February newsletter. The State of the State address is heavily focused on healthcare and cost of living and housing and all the work that the administration is collectively doing in all those areas. And the February newsletter focuses largely on the state of the state. I mean, that's generally it for our update, and happy to answer any questions or relay questions to other members of the cabinet and the administration. Thank you.
Any questions from the board?
I have a question, Council.
Go ahead, Pat.
Thank you. My question is about the safety of the people from Kahu'ike housing area going across. If we can have what's happening with the bridge or a crosswalk for those people going towards the bus depot.
I don't have an update for you. I can certainly provide you a response either by email to the board chair or to the next meeting in March. And I think part of that may involve a response from the city also. Nimitz is a state roadway, but some of the connecting points may be the city also. So happy to get a written response for you.
Thank you, because that's been a long distance for this crosswalk or bridge. It's over 5 years and nothing been done yet.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the community? Okay, seeing none, now we're going to move on to board business. So filling a vacancy. We currently have one at large.
I nominate Tom Beck.
10-4. I second.
Tom, do you accept or decline? Graciously decline, Kunana.
Anybody else interested in the at-large seat?
Hi, everyone. My name is Cove Ratcliffe. Sorry. Okay. I'm interested in the seat. I live in Pua Lane. I'm a young attorney here, been living on Oahu for many years now, and I really want to get involved in the community more.
I nominate Mr. Radcliffe.
I second the nomination.
Is there anybody else interested in the position?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is An. I'm a public health college student. I'm the intern for a coalition for Tobacco-Free Hawaii Youth Council. And I'm also a part of the Hawaii Youth Food Council. Oh, thank you. And I also used to be a part of Gay for Good Oahu. I hosted volunteer events to bring people together, and I led this Genki Ball event, and I purposely make myself uncomfortable by going outside. I had to wake up in order to prevent the Anthropocene, which is a future of human-induced future where the earth dies from climate change. And I could have stayed home playing video games and, like being a teenager, but instead I chose to apply for these leadership roles. I chose to be an intern for that Tobacco-Free Hawaii Coalition in order to learn more about this legislation. And I even wrote testimony. I presented oral testimony, and I'm developing these skills in order to one day in the future be like my mentor for that internship I'm at and bring more youth into these spaces. And I entered the space as a Vietnamese American who grew up in public schools here in Oahu. And also, I like to learn about public health kind of things, like how Oahu has 1/3 of families in Oahu struggle with food insecurity, while 1/4 of families in all the Hawaiian Islands struggle with food insecurity, and how 90% of our late flowers are imported from Thailand. But before, the uncles and aunties grew their late flowers in the backyard. So I want to apply for this seat in order to be civically engaged. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay.
I
thank you.
nominate.
What's your name, sir?
my name is On.
I nominate On.
Any other nominations? Go ahead,
Can I make a
Cards.
suggestion?
Go ahead.
Wait, can we close the I motion to close the nominations.
Okay.
Second by Diosa. Okay. I have a question. Can we spend maybe a minute getting to know everyone that is nominated, because this is the first time we had multiple people going for one vacancy.
Sounds good.
I also have a question, Chair. Looking at our board, we only have a limited amount that don't make the 7 quorum.
No, there's
Online.
people online, so we still have quorum.
Yeah, I'm bringing the question to the
Yeah, we
chairperson.
we have quorum.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Radcliffe, you want to share a little bit about yourself?
I have 1:30.
Uh, so again, my name is Cub Ratcliffe. I'm born and raised on Kauai. Went to Kauai High, but I moved out here to attend law school at UH, University of Hawaii. After law school, I worked at the Intermediate Court of Appeals for a year, and then I practiced labor law, specifically for the unions. And now that I'm done, so happy to be done with school and all that, I really want to get more involved. And I'm really disturbed at a lot of what's happening at the federal, national, and the local level. And I, even talking about the ICE stuff, my mother's actually from Mexico. But I think it all comes down to the community, and local is where it starts. I live in Pua Lane, not the, yeah. There's still a lot of good people, and I'm really trying to get more involved, and I think I can be an asset, especially with my legal background for the board. But I do support having others and really young people interested, and I also love that. So
How long have you lived in this district?
so I moved around Oahu a bit. Oh, sorry, Oahu a bit. But I've been in district for since 2025. So, but I've always kind of lived nearby in town when I was going to school. So.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So we've heard from both of our contenders for this position. So he shared already. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's vote.
Evelyn Cullen,
Ooh. They start with that. Go ahead.
Are they supposed to be in the room? Or can we have them exit the room? Or is that not a thing?
No.
No? All right.
Evelyn Cullen.
Can I give a quick comment before I make my vote, or no?
Sure, Chair, you're the chair.
Okay, so this is a really tough one for me because you both come with a lot to bring to our board, and that's really addressing a lot of our concerns and our needs for our community. However, I think I'm going to choose On just because he represents the youth, and I will support Mr. Radcliffe in higher aspirations. So sorry, Bob. I think.
Okay, Diosa,
Radcliffe,
Ken Farm, not here. Donald Guerrero,
Okay, so we're voting between two people for
filling a vacancy. So there's
have on or you have Radcliffe.
Him or him? This one or this one?
Pat Hopi,
I'm taking Mr. Poor Holly or something. I forget your name. Yeah. What was your name again, sir?
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe. Radcliffe. Okay. I'm going with Poor Lane, Mr. Radcliffe.
Thank you. Randy,
Radcliffe.
Eric,
Radcliffe.
Willis Moore, Cards,
Can I make a comment? Here.
Real quick.
No, huh? Real quick.
are you allowed to comment when we're already calling for a vote?
Okay. I hope that both of you guys succeed very well in your endeavors. And I do as a social work major that is taking law classes, I say the use of both. I will be voting for on.
Lloyd Puhano, not here. Vanji Talate,
Radcliffe,
thank you. Lynn Vasquez, not here. Anvo gets 2 votes. Radcliffe gets 6.
Revote.
We need 7.
Can we revote?
Revote? Up to you, Chair. Okay. One more time. Evelyn Cullen,
Radcliffe.
Diosa,
Radcliffe,
Ken Farm, not here. Donald, still abstain. Thank you. Pat Hopi,
Mr. Radcliffe.
Randy,
Radcliffe.
Eric,
Radcliffe.
Willis Moore,
Radcliffe.
Cards,
And
Lloyd is not here. Vanji,
Radcliffe,
Lynn is not here. Anne gets 1 vote. Radcliffe gets 7 votes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess you can join us right here for the remainder.
we need to confirm. Can we take a 5-minute recess?
5-minute recess. Neighborhood Board 15, Kalihi Pālama back in session.
Want to take a shot?
So now we are going to introduce our new board member, Mr. Radcliffe. He's going to be joining us now.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the next thing is a resolution. I, as a private resident, had submitted this. So that's my disclosure for everyone for transparency. I want to note that I submitted the original charter proposal as a community member, so I'm presenting this item to allow the board to consider whether it wishes to take a position. I can facilitate discussion, but will recuse myself from the vote. And this has to do with a charter commission proposal that I had submitted, P059, a resolution in support of proposed charter amendment to establish a legacy residential protection program within the Department of Planning and Permitting. This specifically is to address the older homes within the Kalihi industrial and commercial areas. There's a total of maybe 400 in all that has to follow or fall within the 10% a year allowable repair. That's all you can do. So a lot of times people like myself and my neighbors, we live in substandard housing and we cannot fix our home more than 10% a year. The original, as being original residents, the home was built like in the 1940s and before. So that's why I'm requesting to allow the homes that was already there prior to all of the rezoning of the area that took place that kind of pushed us out. I think with the intent to eventually have us fully not be included in the zone. And I think that's not fair because we need to be there. So I guess I'm asking for support on that.
Motion for discussion.
Second.
Wait, no need motion for this. No need sorry, Kalamai.
Madam Chair, move your motion, get a second, and then it can be discussed.
Okay. I motion to.
No, she has to make the motion.
I
Then you
motion
could
to.
second it.
I motion to have this resolution discussed.
Second.
Proposed. So it was second. So open for discussion.
I just have a question.
I have a,
Go ahead, Randy.
Could you clarify what you mean by you can only improve your home by 10%?
Exactly what I mean. Like, I go and get a permit from the Department of Planning and Permitting. They only allow my home to be 10% a year fixed. So that really isn't anything. That's to me, I consider that I'll able to fix maybe a fourth of a wall or half of a wall, just enough time to have the termites come back the next year. So
Is
it's
that
really
like
nothing.
by like area of your home 10% or like 10% of the assessed value can be spent on doing it? What is that 10% measuring?
For the home. And so this proposal is not to enlarge the home, but to keep it the way it is. It's just to ask for them to allow us to rebuild with the same. I'm not going to add another bedroom, bathroom, or anything. It's just going to keep the same size. And I thought I was alone, but there's a lot of people that fall into this. So I'm asking the charter because I went to DPP before and I always got pushed back. So
I'm definitely confused by these restrictions and very supportive of your motion.
any other questions? We're going to take a vote. I'm going to recuse myself from this. So,
Hi, Patricia Hope P is the vice chair.
go ahead, Pat.
So I'll do the roll call. Going down the line. Cards, Pintor, how do you vote? Well, double checking, is it the roll call comes from the advisor? No.
Just chime in.
Yeah, the next in standing.
Okay.
She does.
Yes, you can roll call, girl.
Following up. It just, you don't have to go through the whole roll. Okay. Okay, just following up, is, for the motion, is everyone aye?
I have a question. What if we abstain?
I object.
I move for a recorded vote.
Recorded vote, okay, let's go for a roll call vote. Going back in line, Cards, Pintor,
Abstain.
Calvert, please abstain. Diosa,
Abstain. May I make a comment? I did not receive the email, so I have to abstain.
okay, myself, I approve it. Is that correct? Motion to approve. Bring down the line.
Yeah.
William Moore,
Abstain.
abstain. Mr. Donna Guerrero, abstain. On the Zoom call, is it Jonathan Perry?
Randy.
What was? Calling forth Randy, what's your vote?
I vote in favor.
Thank you. Next is, Randy.
Eric.
Abstain. Eric
Okay, Eric,
abstains.
abstain. Okay. Next person, Vanjie.
In
Vanjie,
favor?
in favor. Okay. Anybody else out there? Okay, looking at the votes, we have 6 abstain and 3 was for the call. So sorry, I guess it's not till further notice.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to put this on the agenda for next month after the abstains have a chance to review.
I second.
Randy, motion to put it into the next time timestamp for the next meeting.
Second to the second May.
And they, yeah,
Second D also May.
thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Try again with more info. Thank you.
Okay, Randy motion, did you say any discussions? Okay, moving forward.
Okay,
back to
thank you very much.
Chairperson.
So I move to approve our regular minutes.
I second.
All right. First. No amendments? Okay,
It would be
without
good if-
amendments, it'll be accepted as distributed. Randy, go ahead, Randy.
If the NCO wants to speak into the mic so everybody can hear what he's saying.
I apologize for interrupting, but you don't have to vote on the minutes. It's actually in the plan that the chair has to present it, but the board doesn't have to vote on it. So normally what boards are doing now is they say, are there any amendments or corrections? And if not, then the minutes will be accepted as distributed. That's it. Thank you.
That
No, you're
is
fine.
very
Thank you.
Okay, the
amusing
next on our,
considering.
again, Randy?
Sorry, I was just going to comment that the amount of drama the minutes approval has caused the downtown Chinatown neighborhood board meetings, that's very amusing to hear. And also, while the NCO is here, I think just some basic parliamentary procedure training for NCO board members would probably
Thank
be
you.
a huge help for everybody.
Yes, it's learning. I appreciate it. No, not at all. Very much so appreciated. Okay, so next on our agenda, we are looking at changing our start time of our regular board meeting from 7 to 6 p.m.
I second. Hard second.
Motion.
Third,
Motion. I move.
all in favor.
Can I move? I don't want to move.
Okay,
Okay,
any
Chairperson,
objections?
all in favor.
Any online? Any objections online?
To clarify, may I ask who moved?
I moved.
Cards, seconded by Diosa? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'll see you guys here next month, 6 instead of 7.
Great.
Okay,
Can I make a
next.
comment? Can
Go
you
ahead.
please make sure that this is emailed and sent out to every single person so that there's no miscommunication? We're moving to 6 p.m. next month. from March. Thank you.
Thank you. Committees. So committees need to submit agenda and minutes prior to monthly meeting to be shared. So I think last time we had already decided who our committees were, and we didn't have any
Yeah.
minutes or agenda done. So I think we have to revisit that next time. Okay, so
Okay.
community resources, Salvation Army Family Service Food Pantry, local food pantry and emergency food help, call 808-521-6551. Announcement, next Pālama Neighborhood Board number 15 meeting is scheduled to be on Wednesday, March 18th, 2026 at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. at Kalihi Elementary School Library. The Pālama Neighborhood Board number 15 recording can be seen on Olelo Channel 49 or at olelo.org/live at the following times: first Monday of each month at 9 p.m. and second and fourth Thursday of each month at 11 a.m.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
may I register a complaint that for this meeting tonight, I received virtually nothing from the Neighborhood Commission. I did not get the minutes. I got no resolutions. So somehow there's a slip up. Well, but I don't want to come in and pick the minutes up. I want to read them before the meeting. I know they're on the table and that's where they should be. But there needs to be more communication about the meeting. I even wondered if there was one.
So it's posted online as well as for.
Please don't tell me that it's posted online. Communication should be email. I shouldn't have to rummage around through a website to find stuff.
I received an email notice about this on February 12th and a physical mail to my address.
Just so you know, I'm from the commission, not the NCO. The NCO is responsible for doing that.
Thank you.
Sorry, but I will say there is a website that you can submit your name to have any distribution for any board. And I do believe it asks for paper versus email. I don't think it's just for email. Call the NCO. They'll fix it. I mean, literally, all you got to do is call them and just say, hey, I'm not getting the information. Now, as far as usually the resolutions and such, they won't mail those out. It's just, I think, due to cost. So that will be on your shared Google Drive. And basically, due to, there's a lot of restrictions when it comes to packets, and you got to follow the Sunshine Law. So I think the NCO will encourage you to use the Google Drive. And I know that may not be convenient, but that's kind of where we're going. They're just not going to mail it because of cost, most likely.
I don't want stuff mailed, but electronic is fine. Some of us have full-time jobs, and I have other websites that pertain to my work. So I don't have time to sit and wander around
Okay, we're gonna have
this website.
Melissa's gonna address you.
Just a suggestion for resolutions, whoever is introducing the resolution, I think it's also a good idea to have that member email it to all the boards prior to the meeting.
Can I chime in and just say, I would tell you as a commissioner, that's not really what we want to do. We want you to email it to the chair and allow the chair to email it out. You have to be very careful. We've really had some trouble with emails, and it's just too easy to kind of put your thought in, and that gets into trouble. So if you have resolutions in the future, I would say email the chair and then let the chair kind of distribute it as information. But you have to be a little careful about that, and I can talk to you separately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
Fine.
Great job, Chair.